that's a great question. It's definitely true that part of the reason why schools have evolved so slowly is this precise problem. And I would argue that teacher education is actually at the heart of educational reform. And I cannot say that I am already an expert in all of this, and very much I myself have a learner and growth mindset. It's about having the heart and the vision and the direction right. And then you really reach out for help. And I think that that's why we have so many advisors. I think we're a bit unlike other schools that maybe emphasize their board. We, of course, very much respect and love our board, but I think we also rely on and seek the help of educators as advisors. For example, from High Tech High, we have Larry Rosenstock, who is the founder of High Tech High and the principal for like 2 decades. And they're one of the leading project-based learning schools in the world. And also, people like Orly Friedman, who worked at Khan Lab School, was the head of their lower school there, advising us, working with our teachers and leadership team, giving us their time, their advice. They're also building schools and advising schools. So it's great to see what's happening in other parts of the world as well. Going on a lot of school visits. I've visited over 30 innovative schools and researched, our whole team has researched many of them. And we share our insights, right? I mean, that's the great thing about education. It is itself collaborative. So it's not competitive. I think it's about like, if you have a way of doing something, on Twitter, like teachers love to share. And so that's another way, like, but the curation, I think, is how we add value for our team. Because yes, it's all out there, but just as students are challenged by the overwhelming abundance of information, so are professional teachers, and they have a full-on job. So I think my role and the leadership team's role is to actually highlight the areas that we need to focus on at different periods. So we're in the period of setting up the school, and the systems and the culture matter the most. So I think right now that's our focus, figuring out the balance between traditional academics, which you need. I mean, if you can't read and write, what project can you do? Who would ever hire to do anything? So, the basics you must have, and there are time-tested ways to do that. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel for some things, but there's also evolving research, even on reading and the brain, and even, leading people, experts in literacy are challenged periodically. So I think that it's our job to be aware of the research, the trends, and then to direct their attention. So social emotional learning and mental health, for example, for this past year with the 5th wave, was a huge area of focus. And normally that may not have been the first thing to come to mind in an innovative school. But I think that taking care of our own staff well-being and our student well-being is and is a core primary concern right now. So, so how do we do it? We obviously also try to hire people who have experience starting up innovative schools, who have backgrounds in arts, design, sustainability, and also that desire to really be in a school where you have to roll up your sleeves, go on field trips every week. I mean, it sounds good in theory, but when you have to lead 50 kids on a field trip in the heat, figure out logistics, even crossing the road safely, it's a lot of stress. So it isn't for everyone, I have to say. But I think that over time, when we get used to this approach, a lot of things about the pedagogy will make more sense to people, and parents also have to adjust to what a school day looks like, what the home learning looks like, what assessments look like, report cards, what they look like. All of that, I think, incrementally, we have to test and we have to change and keep improving on. So having the teachers who already have some experience, either working at an IB school, an inquiry-based school with IPC, or people who come in with this hunger, this creative energy and wanting to learn, that's really, I think, the secret to this. And I hope more schools get to have this experience.